Yo, yo, what is up, everybody? What's going on? Welcome back to the Dispatch, episode number 8. Off the top, will say, I'm still getting over having COVID. You might be able to hear it in my voice a little bit. So I am going to try to make this one sort of brief. I already had to reschedule the practical effects show from Talks from the Shelf. So that's happening this Friday, the 14th, if I'm not mistaken. So that'll be still going on. We had to push that back a week, but I didn't want to cancel this. But I will try to keep it brief just for the sake of my voice. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. These are some articles that I actually had set aside to talk about last week, but I accidentally put them in the wrong folder, so I totally didn't even see them. So let's see. Jumping into this article here. Clarence Macklin from the movie Sing Sing from this past year. Really great actor. He is, I believe he was mostly playing himself, if I'm not mistaken. He was playing a man who was imprisoned and then sort of found his purpose through acting and through theater within the prison system. And he delivers a really great performance in Sing Sing. And this article just talks about how he's got a new role coming out. So hopefully it leads to a string of roles and he gets to really find a niche in Hollywood, which would be really cool. I would love that. Let's see. Got some more Clayface news. So I think last week we talked about it. There was a rumor that Daniel Radcliffe was being eyed to play Clayface. That was confirmed to be false by James Gunn. I don't know anything about this article or this rumor, whether or not this is accurate, but I would love to see Kieran Culkin play Clayface. I think he'd be good for it. Fresh off of his Oscar win. I would love to see him tackle something like this. Let's see. This is just weird. Jennifer Coolidge is expected to have a subplot in the live-action Minecraft movie where she falls in love with a villager in the real world. Just weird. I showed my nephews, they are 10 and 7. I showed them the trailer for Minecraft. This Minecraft movie, they love Minecraft. They play the game all the time. And after I showed them all the trailers, because they wanted to see all of them, I think there was like 2 or 3 that I showed them. All they had to say was, "Oh, that looks interesting." So not the ringing endorsement from your target demographic. And then on top of that, like what is this? I don't know. Just weird. Don't have high expectations for this Minecraft movie. Moving right along. So this would have actually been 2 weeks ago now, because this was supposed to be included in last week's show, but a movie theater collapsed. The ceiling collapsed in Washington during a Captain America screening. 2 people were in attendance, and there were no injuries. So this was kind of funny to me because, this movie being bad potentially could have saved some people's lives. Like if this was an Endgame screening, like this is like 10, 15 people dead minimum right here. So thankfully theaters are dying and nobody was in Captain America. Keanu was asked about John Wick 5. He says the character is dead, which I don't want any more John Wick movies. Not because I don't love them. I think they're all really good. But I think the ending of 4 was just so perfect. Like, I don't know how you top this. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really want any more John Wick. How do you top 4, man? 4 was so epic. It's like 3 hours long. Just can't really beat that. So apparently Robert Downey Jr. was supposed to be in the Odyssey, but he had to decline because he's doing Avengers. So this was interesting to me because Downey was caught up in the Marvel machine for so long, and then when he finally got done, he goes and wins an Oscar for his role in Oppenheimer. And then right after that, he goes right back into the Marvel shit to play Doctor Doom, where he could have been in another Nolan movie. So, and as excited as I am to see what they do with him in the role of Doctor Doom, would have been cool to see him team up with Nolan again. So, we got a new trailer for Alien Earth, which I have not seen and I'm not going to watch. But we got some information as well. Follows a group who make a fateful discovery when exploring a crashed space vessel set 2 years before the first Alien film, releasing this summer on Hulu. Super excited. This will probably be good. I'm really into Alien. Romulus was dope, so the Alien franchise is having a bit of a renaissance right now. Greta Gerwig is interested in casting Mikey Madison in a future project. This is kind of like a non-statement because I would imagine that fresh off of her Oscar win, everyone's interested in casting Mikey Madison in a future project. So not exactly shocked by this, but I wouldn't mind seeing these two collab. We got our first look at Joaquin Phoenix in Ari Aster's Eddington. I'm super excited for this. Cool to see them re-teaming after Beau is Afraid. And it's Ari Aster, so like I literally have no idea what to expect from this, and that excites me. I enjoy the fact that this will probably be very weird and not what I'm expecting. Okay, I don't know what that was supposed to be. Apparently, I think Osgood Perkins did like an AMA or something, like on Reddit, and people were asking him all kinds of questions, and someone asked him what Star Wars project he would make if given the chance, and he said the collected dreams and nightmares of Darth Vader told as short stories. Which, sounds interesting conceptually, but I would like to keep Osgood Perkins far away from any franchises. We have another thing in here that we're going to talk about here in a second. That's kind of tangentially related. At least I think there is. Maybe I don't have that. Okay, well, maybe I don't have that. So someone asked him as well if somebody else asked him if he would do a James Bond movie, and he said no because fuck Jeff Bezos, which super based opinion. I respect that, but it's like, why would you want him of all people to do Bond or Star Wars? Like, what about his filmography has made you think that he would be a good fit for either of those? Like, maybe he would be. I don't know, but he's not the first thing I think of. We got more Scream 7 news, guys. Somehow David Arquette has returned. I'm truly kind of at a loss with this. They're just bringing back everyone. People who are like confirmed to be dead, like had funerals and everything. So like it is good marketing. because everyone is talking about it. And everyone's speculating about how they could be bringing them back and all that stuff. So on a marketing level, like, I suppose it's effective and it's working, but I don't know, man. I think they could be shooting themselves in the foot here by telling us all this. Like, what's there good to be? What is gonna be left to be surprised about when I see this movie? Maybe a lot, but I don't know, man. You're telling me all this stuff, and like, it's gonna have to be like AI or flashback. Like, there's only so many ways that this could be, like, that he could be back. So I don't know, man. I don't know what to expect. So this article talks about how Neon wanted to distribute the Brutalist from Brady Corbet. But he went with A24 because I think Neon was going to want to distribute it next year, and Brady wanted to do it this year. So yeah, and there's also the 70mm stuff, which Tom Quinn, who is the CEO of Neon, said it would be hard to pull off. So yeah. So it sort of speaks to what's up, man? How you doing? Yeah, it's weird. It's definitely like, it has to be either that, like the AI theory is kind of running rampant. It can only, but like, it has to be one of those two things, though. Like, I don't know what else it could be. So basically, I'm kind of trailing off a little bit here, but this this kind of speaks to the notion that everyone likes to think that there's like a rivalry between Neon and A24, but if anything, this is Neon being like, you know what, like, go take your Oscar-winning movie to our competitor, because they just, end of the day, they all really just like movies. Like, A24 and Neon are like the last bastion of like independent film. So yeah, the AI theory makes sense too, but it's like, now that I feel like I know that already, what's there to be for me to be excited about or surprised by? Because let's say that is what happens, and then I go to see the movie, and then that's what happens, and I'm like, oh, okay. Like, everyone predicted this a year ago, and now, like, you know, like, there's no, like, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just so stupid for you to tell me this so far in advance. What's up, man? How you doing? If I sound weird, guys, I'm recovering from having COVID right now. So yeah, I don't have this article linked that you were mentioning, but yeah, Neon, yeah, everyone's like, yeah, Neon A24 has this rivalry, but in reality, Netflix is their biggest rival, because like, they mentioned a bunch of movies. Let me know if you can remember. One of them was Hitman, the Richard Linklater movie. They lost that to Netflix. There's a couple more. I can't remember. But yeah, Netflix is actually their biggest competitor, more than either of those. This year is the 50th anniversary of Jaws, which is pretty huge. It's coming back to theaters this summer. All 4 films are coming to Peacock, and a 50th anniversary release is set for digital and disc for all the physical media people out there. So yeah, not much else to say about that. But if you like Jaws, then this is a big year. Excuse me. This is a big year for Jaws. Yeah, so like all that stuff aside, then you have all the stuff with Melissa, like you're mentioning here, and that leaves a bad taste in everybody's mouth, or most people's mouth. I don't know. That's pretty divisive. I don't want to speak for anyone, but yeah. So there's just a whole lot going on with Scream 7 that is leaving a lot to be desired for me. We are getting a Monopoly movie. John Francis Daly. Do I know who that is? Let me Google that real quick. Okay. Yeah, so John Francis Daly is he's the guy who is in Waiting. He's the guy who doesn't talk the whole movie and then finally he like explodes on Dane Cook. Apparently he's like involved in he's written some screenplays and stuff. Yeah. Yep. Freaks and Geeks as well, yes. I was trying to remember if I knew him. So that's awesome. I don't know what a Monopoly movie looks like, but we're very much in a post Barbie world where anything like that is likely to be greenlit. So that'll be interesting. Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. COVID kicked my ass 2 days ago. I'm still kind of in the recovery process. Bong Joon-ho says the one franchise movie he would like to do is Alien, but as a musical. Eli, what's up, man? This was just kind of a funny little article. I'm assuming Bong Joon-ho was doing some press for the release of Mickey 17, which I still haven't seen because I had friggin' COVID. I mean, it's doubtful this will ever happen, but if anything, this just kind of serves to let you know where Bong Joon-ho is at creatively, like what kind of dude he is. So I don't really know that I would want to see an Alien musical, but I just love that was his answer. He might have even been messing around. I don't know. He might have been like tongue in cheek. Oh, apparently Charlie XCX is being eyed by Greta Gerwig for her Narnia movie. Charlie XCX has like 5 projects coming out, 3 of which are slated to come out this year, I think. So that'll be cool to see. I have not seen. I'm trying not to watch any trailers, Eli. I'm seeing how long I can do it for. But I heard this just premiered at South by Southwest, and apparently it's very funny. It's Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, I think, right? So yeah, Charlie XCX. Never seen. I don't think anything she's actually acted in outside of like SNL has even come out yet. But clearly, a lot of creatives see something in her. So jury's out for me, but apparently she must have some juice. I don't know. This was a funny headline. Florence Pugh says that the tone of Thunderbolts is like a quite badass indie A24 feeling assassin movie with Marvel superheroes. I doubt that. I doubt that very much. And actually, let me jump to this because this is related. They put out this other trailer that I'll play a little bit of for you guys. So this whole trailer is just like, hey, the stars of these 3 A24 movies, Midsummer, Different Man, You Hurt My Feelings, all A24 movies, right? Like they're not trying to hide this or anything. Beef, I believe that was another A24 thing. Cinematographer of The Green Knight, A24. Production designer of Hereditary, A24. Minari, A24. composer of Everything Everywhere All at Once, A24. So like this whole trailer is like built on, hey, we have all this talent who's also worked with A24 before, which like, okay, whatever. Like I'm sure that happens all the time. But it's just so weird to me because um like what does that have to do with anything? Like this is a Marvel movie and you just referenced like 5 or 6 art films. So it's just odd. Like I would understand if it was like a horror movie and they're like, hey, all these other people who worked on these other horror films worked on this film. So it's like, okay, yeah, that makes sense because this is a horror film and this is a horror film. Not the case. Yeah, it looks like a parody. What's up, Hollow Notes? So like that's weird, right? And then it's I'm kind of blown away by the audacity of a Marvel movie to rely so heavily or try to sell their movie off the back of goodwill for way better movies for one thing, but smaller A24 like independent films. Like the MCUification of modern Hollywood, it has had like a directly negative result on A24 movies. Like they get less time in theaters. It's harder just to get them greenlit. Or maybe that's not the case so much, but now the Marvel's kind of dipped. But like when they were at their peak in like 2019, like if a Marvel movie came out, like half the screens in any given theater were all dedicated to that. So like I just find it really ironic and hypocritical that now Marvel wants to be like, hey, like you know, we're cool. Like, it's very much has like how do you do fellow kids energy, but instead they're trying to like trick people who like real movies to watch their shitty movie. And maybe that's me speaking too soon. Maybe Thunderbolts won't be shitty. I think it will be though. So yeah, that article just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Adrian Brody is in early talks to star in Damien Chazelle's Evil Knievel biopic alongside Leo. Love Damien Chazelle. I know a little bit about Evil Knievel. I don't know a lot. Obviously love Leo. Adrian Brody's got the sauce. So like this is a recipe for a big win, in my opinion. So I'm all for this. Margaret Qualley was attached to this Victorian Psycho film about an eccentric governess who will be taking care of the children in a remote Gothic manner whilst hiding her psychopathic tendencies. Co-starring Thomasin McKenzie, who is an actress whom I enjoy. Sucks that she had to exit. I don't know why. I think she would have really fit into that eccentric governess role really well. So that's a bummer, but I'm sure she had a good reason. Now we're getting into some casting news for the new Harry Potter series from HBO. Janet McTeer is in talks to star as Professor Minerva McGonagall. She looks familiar. I couldn't tell you what else I've seen her in. But she looks the part, and I'm all for it. Looks good. So this is the other one, and I'm not going to. We'll get into this. So, Paapa Essiedu has been cast as Severus Snape in HBO's upcoming Harry Potter series. So, when I first saw this, my gut instinct was like, "Huh, that's weird." But then I started thinking about it a little bit, and when I say weird, like I don't know if weird's the right word, but it's perhaps not the casting that people had thought about, right? A lot of people threw around Adam Driver a while back because he kind of he kind of looks like a younger Alan Rickman, maybe, especially when he was in the Star Wars movies because he's got that like shoulder length black hair, whatever. So I've never seen this Paapa Essiedu guy in anything. At least I don't think I have. And I really like Harry Potter. J.K. Rowling is obviously pretty problematic, and people have kind of turned on her. Regardless, there's going to be a lot of people who see this and get really outraged. But after I thought about it for a little bit, man, like Snape's character doesn't really rely so much on the fact that he's a white man. Like, it's really irrelevant. Um, and honestly, you could probably say that about like almost like all of the cast of Harry Potter. Yeah, I think he would have been good. Um, it's an odd thing, right? It's like in a lot of media, not a lot of emphasis isn't placed on a narrative level about somebody's like ethnicity, right? Like in Star Wars, like Luke Skywalker is white, but they don't like make a big deal about it. Like, he just kind of is, right? And I don't know. I found this all very fascinating because theoretically you could race swap anybody. Like, you could race swap James Bond and it wouldn't really matter because the character remains the same. Like, the character of James Bond does not necessitate that he's played by a white man. Neither does Snape. He could be black, he could be white. He could be Chinese. Like, it doesn't matter, right? You know, but then there's things that people associate somebody with a certain skin color because it's been that way for so long. So back to the James Bond thing, right? Like, every James Bond throughout history has been white. And so it's like it becomes a situation where it's like, oh well, he's always been white, so you can't change it. But like, there are plenty of African American Englishmen. Like what's the big deal? Like, as long as James Bond is a badass secret agent, um, you know, that's what makes him Bond, not his skin color. So I don't like to talk too much about this sort of thing. It's very controversial for some. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know that I agree with this, man. Love you, Eli, but I I don't really like it. As long as the writing is good and this guy delivers an incredible performance, that's all that matters to me. That's all that I care about. Because at the end of the day, I think that the role should go to the best actor who auditions. That's kind of where I feel. That's how I feel about it. So I would like to assume that Paapa Essiedu was just the best actor who auditioned, and that's why he got the role. And that it is what it is. So I'm for this. It doesn't really bother me. It's going to bother other people, and that's okay. I mean, yeah, you can't really retire the character though. Like, it doesn't really work. Like, he's in the story. Like, he has to be there. There's not really any getting around that. Let's see. So the Zach Cregger Resident Evil movie has a release date, September 18th, 2026. Again, is going to be more horror focused and more faithful to the initial games. See, there's one thing that's throwing me off with all this, and that's this little thing right here. This little S. Because that makes me think you're going to try to make a movie about Resident Evil 1 and 2 again in the same movie. Which, don't do that. Just make 1, and then do 2, and then do 3, and so on. So, we already talked about this. Jesse Plemons is reportedly one of the actors being eyed to play Beast in the X-Men reboot film. I see the vision here. I see the vision, and I don't hate this. I actually think he would be perfect for this. So, yeah, I would be okay with that. I love Jesse Plemons. Quiet Place 3 is in the works. Dude, yeah, he would be a handsome beast. What's up, Eric? Yeah, I fuck with Jesse Plemons. He's good ever since Breaking Bad. Quiet Place 3 is in the works. We're starting to put it together right now. We all want to finish that trilogy. There are no bad Quiet Place films, in my opinion. First two are great. Quiet Place Day 1, super solid. Yeah, bring back all the creatives and finish out the trilogy. I'm all in. Another trailer for, I think this is the final trailer. I think we had a teaser before this, and this is the actual trailer. Last of Us Season 2, April 13th on HBO. I'm very excited for this. I'm currently in the middle of playing the second Last of Us game, so I have until April 13th to finish it, which should be doable. Haven't seen any of them? You gotta watch them, man. They're all good. I'm super stoked. I feel like we haven't had like appointment television in a while. Like something like, oh, it's Sunday, like that means this show's on. You know, I think the last thing we had that with was or at least for me anyway. I know a lot of people are watching Severance and stuff right now. But for me, I'm excited for this. So very much looking forward to this. And I gotta finish the game. I gotta get caught up. And that's it for news, guys. That's it for news. Told you this was going to be a quick one. I tried to kind of blast through these because I'm still kind of recovering from COVID. So I will run down a few things going on the channel real quick before I dip. Friday the 14th, we are doing the practical effects show. Me and Tyler, Talks from the Shelf. It's going to be a good one. We've done a fair bit of research between the two of us, and it's going to have a more of a structure, more of a presentation feel to it. So that should be fun. Make sure you come out for that. And then the day before that, Thursday the 13th, I'm going to be over on Mega Mike, the Movie Man's channel, and we're going to be talking about Stephen King. So that's going to be fun. Obviously, love talking about Stephen King. So go subscribe to him if you haven't already, and that'll be fun. And then I've recently started to do. I was streaming Alan Wake 2 the other night. I'm really going to try to make it a point to start streaming games more, like horror games. I want to play like Resident Evil Code Veronica for you guys. I want to finish Alan Wake 2. There's a whole bunch of stuff I'd like to play on stream for you guys. I think that would be fun. I think that'd be a fun way to mix things up from just these shows and the Talks from the Shelf episodes. And then we've been going pretty strong on lives. Oh my god. Eric, you're my first super chat, dude. You're my first super chat, bro. You're my first one. I never had one before. Thanks so much, man. I'm glad it was you. I appreciate that. Man. That's great. Thanks, dude. You're the best. Totally lost my train of thought. Until Dawn would be fun to play. I've never played those, so that'd be fun to play for the first time. Old Restless, what's up, man? I'm sorry, we are winding down. I'm recovering from COVID, and I started the stream early, which I felt bad about, but I wanted to just kind of get it out of the way, selfishly because I am kind of sick still. So if you want, you can run back the episode if you like. And then so we've been going strong on the live videos, but pre-recorded stuff's been light. That's because I'm working on a pretty comprehensive video essay right now. The script is like done. I just have to make some revisions, and then I can film it and start editing. I think the video is going to be around an hour long. So probably my longest video essay yet. I'm very excited. It's very ambitious. It's based on a horror video. It's a movie based on a horror video game. That's all I'll say. There aren't too many of those, so you might be able to figure it out if you decided to, if you wanted to guess. But yeah, thanks everybody. Yeah, I want to check those out, man. I want to check them out. I hear they're fun. Thanks everyone for being here. Sorry this wasn't longer, but we've got plenty of stuff on the horizon coming up. So, yeah, thanks everyone. Thanks, Eli. Yeah, I'm mostly just kind of congested now. You can kind of hear it in my voice. The first night sucked. I was like shivery and achy and all that shit, but I'm feeling better now. I just got to get all this mucus out of my brain. So, all right. Thanks, guys. Thanks all for being here. Thanks again to you, Eric. You're the man. Everybody take care and watch more movies.